Thank you so much. As that keeps coming, I'm going to just kickstart immediately. In our traditional way at DSN, we're always very time conscious, and we're going to make every effort to ensure that we run this session just within the next 1 hour. So I'm just going to kickstart immediately. I want to promise you already that this session is going to be awesome. It's going to be exceptional. It's going to be very mind-blowing. Now, the theme for this, our first mentorship session from this year is from curiosity to mastery. That is starting your data science and data analytics journey, shaping your tomorrow today. For us, this is meant to be like a kind of a boost. It's meant to be like a kind of a challenging mentorship session. It's meant to, again, awaken and evoke commitment to learning and development in everyone going forward. So this is our agenda for this evening. Very quickly from our About DSN and intro, we'll bring on our speaker. We have a Q&A session. I want to promise you, please, and make sure you stay back for the fun quiz. As usual, there are wonderful gifts to be won, and then we have our closing remark and photo session. Very quickly about DSN. DSN is on the mission of raising 1 million AI talent and building AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in emerging market. And if you've been part of us, you will know that we have been on the journey and we are actually acing our mark. So far, we've been able to reach about 950,000 unique learners. And in the next 1 or 2 years, we know that we will definitely surpass our 1 million mark. Our 5 core area of strategic impacts, as we are very familiar with, and for those of us who have not been part of us, number one is community development, which is part of what we're doing today, ensuring that we help our community acquire necessary skill sets. Our ecosystem development, we work with a lot of other organizations in the ecosystem to create value. Consulting and product development, this is also one of what we're very strong with. We have products like the Prescribe Right, the ULearn, various products from DSN in this area. Then we do a lot of consultancy with global and local organizations. Research, we're very heavy in research. We'll speak a little about this. And capacity development is one of what we do across site. Our community development, we have communities in cities and campuses around the country. We also have in other countries, about 4 countries in Africa. And then we've had learners in 96 unique countries. That is, we've had learners who have been part of what we've been doing at Data Science Nigeria, who have learned spanning 96 unique countries across the world. That is to speak again to the footprint of Data Science Nigeria globally. And our community approach is very multifaceted. We leverage this approach so that we can contextualize accessibility and knowledge to everyone, meeting everyone at their point of need. So beyond just the campus and the cities, we also have our ladies in AI. We speak a little about our kids and teen community, AI for schools, AI for professionals. We also have our hub partners and hubs that will work together in ensuring that this knowledge gets to the last mile. We're not interested in building a silo in Lagos or somewhere. No, the vision is globally. The vision is through the nook and crannies of Nigeria. As usual, our AI Everyday event is 5 days of free data science, data analytics learning, which we definitely usually use to kickstart the year for us at DSN. And it's always been a very awesome session. These are images from that of last year. And then, okay, sorry, please confirm you can still see my screen. Can someone confirm that you can still see my screen? Okay. Then we also have example AI in every city. Immediately after our AI every day, we move into our AI in every city event. And last year, we had over 36,000 participants. Can you imagine? We're looking to see this year where our plan is to get to 50,000, not less than 50,000 learning this year. 5 days across the length and breadth of Nigeria, Africa as well. We have communities from Uganda, from various countries in Africa, as well as even we had our partners from, I think, London, India last year. It was awesome. This year, we're looking to see the value we'll be able to shape and create together. And then from that, over 36,000 learners, we were able to select just 200 finalists who were brought together from everywhere. And we gathered together at the University of Lagos, October 2024, where we had a whole expense paid AI bootcamp. I believe some of us on this call were part of that experience, and it's still an experience all of us we are still reliving. And we're still looking forward to awesome session this year. We also have our ladies in AI community. Remember when we talked about our various classification vision for community. One of our representative communities, the ladies in AI. DSN is very heavy in inclusivity. DSN is also very gender sensitive. So we created a community that's focused on ladies, so that through that community, we could reach out to at least 30% of the 1 million that they will be females. And then there are ladies in AI year-round. They've had different events. We had different series of events they had last year. And definitely this year, they will also be having a lot of series of events. You'll get to hear a little bit more about that shortly. And then if you want to join our DSN Ladies in AI community, you can quickly, I'll just stay here for a few seconds. You can quickly scan the QR code on the screen, or you just note down the link bit.ly DSN-ladies-in. Create that link to access the Ladies in AI community. So just a few seconds. Our Ladies in AI community has been awesome, and it will be a very great opportunity for you to be on this call and you're a female to connect with that community so that you grow with the community. Definitely DSN is very heavy in research. I'd mentioned that under research, that research is one of our core pillars at DSN. Year in, year out, even as last year we said, even at ICLR, the #1 largest AI conferences, various conferences internationally and locally, Data Science Nigeria, our papers have not only just been published and presented, many of from Data Science Nigeria, our papers have won best posters, best paper, best of the best award year in, year out. And then this is the data science team and the data science community at the DLI in Senegal in September 2024. This is a team doing awesome. You could see our Equalize AI startup. You could see a lot of our community people coming around to see what we're doing. This is DSN also ensuring that we make a mark during the DLI event in Senegal last year. And then just like I mentioned earlier on, Data Science Nigeria has been mentioned over 17,000 times in academia.edu. We've been cited over 17,000 times. And this is just one platform, but we're not talking about other platform as well. That is to speak to the wide range of academic paper and highly impactful that has been. GSMA also recognized an AI startup called Equalize AI for its transformative work in hyperlocal dataset development and AI talent nurturing in Nigeria. Data Science Nigeria is very much at the forefront, leveraging our Afro-LLM projects to be able to drive adoption, to be able to drive the adoption of artificial intelligence, leveraging local language, African languages. That is, we're building for locals, we're contextualizing our building experiences. And then you can see our DLI Senegal, you can see our team both on the screen presenting and during community engagement, people interacting with some of our colleagues who were at DLI in Senegal in September. And these are also Data Science Nigeria, very heavy in consultation, ecosystem development. This is Data Science Nigeria, one of the principal drivers of the Nigeria AI Collective and the Nigerian AI strategy that was released last year. We're really looking forward to see the awesomeness that we will create this year. So why be a DSNer? Very quickly, the reason you need to be a DSNer so much, as I begin to wrap up this introduction, the reason why you need to be a DSNer is so very, very much. You can see some of the reasons mentioned: access to mentorship, like this section, access to premium training content, premium content, yet we deliver them in freemium. They're free. Access to many of them, you saw the commentary for those of us who joined earlier. Some persons started like this at 0 yet as at this time last year. And by May, June, they already become certified. All the process free of charge. You don't want to miss that. Research support and collaboration, as well as certificate of participation. So if you want to become a DSNer, you can quickly scan the QR code on my screen, or you follow the link datasciencenigeria.org on our website, AI-community-membership, and you just follow the prompts that you get, and that prompt will lead you to joining as a member of our community. So it is very incumbent, it is very critical, it is very important that you become a member of the Data Science Nigeria community. And then if you want to get a community that's closer to you, you can also scan this very QR code. Remember, we mentioned about our two core components of our community demarcation. We talked about the campus communities and the city communities. So virtually on all major campuses in Nigeria, we have a DSN community. And in most of our cities, we also have a DSN community. So wherever you are, either in campus or cities, scan the QR code and find one that is very closer to you so that you can from there meet with partners, community of practice. Yes, that's what I'm looking for, so that you can co-collaborate together with like minds and build value and create value together. These are our calendar for 2025. We shared this last year during the end of our year event, but we're sharing it again so that you can see. You can see in February, we're doing this today because in February 7th, we're to have a mentorship session. From next month, later this month, we'll be sharing it up. From next month, we'll be having a lot of event happenings. You don't want to miss them. So please ensure that you follow us, ensure that you stay active in our community, know all of what we are up to in 2025. For our annual learning calendar, you can scan this QR code. It will also link you to a link where you can see the annual learning engagement is there. And then lastly, before I will introduce our speaker, you can scan this QR code as well for access to our DSN Knowledge Bus 4.0. Our Knowledge Bus is no longer in our drives like we have always had them over the years. Now we've been able to curate them and we now have them on GitHub. So via this link, you can have access to innumerable, inexhaustive number of learning resources. You don't want to miss this one. DSN Knowledge Bus 4.0 now live online. Very important. And then lastly, our annual report for 2023-2024. If you want to know what we've been up to in the last year, if you want to know the impact, the value we created during our year of AI for generative possibilities, please scan this QR code. You'll have access to the annual report. You'll see what we do and what we are capable of doing. I will also look forward to seeing you contributing to the value that will create. Very quickly now, I'm going to be introducing our speaker. But before I do that, I just want to see in the chat session, if you've been following up with me, I want to see yes, 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 yes. I want to see the thumbs up. I want to see the emojis. I want to see the fire emojis as we bring up our speaker. Yes, Damilola, yes. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Oluwademilade, yes. Adedeji, yes, yes, yes. All right. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So very quickly, I'm going to be introducing our speaker. Our speaker will be speaking on the session From Curiosity to Mastery, starting your data science and data analytics journey. Let me introduce our speaker very quickly. Meet our speaker. Our speaker is Sharon Ibeji. She's a data scientist with Sterling Bank. Now, Sharon, for the past 4 years, had been leveraging data science and AI to drive tangible business impact. She had worked at the cutting edge of AI research and practical real-world applications. In the field of computer vision, she has developed solutions for image classification, pre-processing, and automated recognition system. Our work in NLP include text processing, speech analysis, and chatbot development, utilizing LLMs and RAG to enhance automation and user experience. On the enterprise side, she has successfully implemented fraud detection system, credit risk assessment models, and been able to leverage various platforms to enhance customer retention through AI-driven insight. Her passion lies in translating complex data into actionable intelligence and scalable AI solutions. She is always eager to collaborate on innovative projects that push the boundary of AI and data science. With clapping emojis, let's welcome Sharon Ibeji as she takes us through this session. Let's see that clap, the claps, the fire emojis. Let them keep coming as Sharon takes over the floor. Sharon, you're welcome. You can take over from here. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Please confirm if you can hear me loud and clear.
Loud and clear, Sharon. Awesome to see you again.
All right, thank you. So I'm just going to present my screen and we can take it from there. Okay, by the way, it's nice to be back here, the community, and I appreciate the honor to be in your midst today. So I'm just going to discuss from my own perspective, as a data scientist, and I hope this is conversational. If you have questions, please feel free to draw them in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer. So we have a very big topic, which is from curiosity to mastery, where you are starting somewhere and you plan to get somewhere. And particularly today, we're looking at the data science and data analytics journey. So you're curious about something and you aim to get better at what you're curious about. So today's conversation is going to focus on on four key agendas. So we're going to look at the myth of linear career paths, also defining curiosity and mastery in data analytics, and then building experience. iteration versus innovation. And then lastly, we are going to talk about crafting your own career strategy. Okay, so I have a question. If your career journey were to be a graph, what would it look like? And then I came up with this graph where it seems like we have two different types of people here.
Hi,
People
Sharon.
whose
Good
career paths
afternoon.
are very linear.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi,
Yeah, good afternoon once again. So sorry to
yes.
interrupt you. Could you please put this on a slideshow? Is it possible to do that?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot that.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, it is. We are good to go. Thank
All
you.
right. So calling my attention to that. Okay, so yeah. So I was saying that we have majorly two types of people, right? So there are people who have or should I say who are lucky to have a very linear career path. Like they're moving from one step, they know the next thing, and the next thing works out for them, and they get there, and it's in line with their next 5, 10, 20-year goal, right? And then we have people who are like me, who have ups and downs, right? But the main thing among those people is that there is growth, right? It doesn't matter if your career trajectory is on the linear path or on the non-linear path. I mean, this should be familiar with the data guys in the call. So now, what I want to mention here is that whenever you have a detour, do not avoid it and see it as a bad thing, right? Oftentimes it's just a way to strengthen you for the next big step, right? So I just wanted to have this in mind as we dive deep into our. She also mentioned that what helps us to move from one stage to another stage in our career is that we're curious about something. When you're curious about something, you want to know about that thing. It doesn't matter if you have an idea of what that thing really is about, but kind of AI and LLMs in the last 2 years came in, and before then, I mean, some people were aware of language models theoretically. Some people had done a little bit of experiments around language models, but it wasn't the way it is right now, where we even have developers who are building stuff with large language models, But then it comes from a place of curiosity. What is this LLM that everybody's talking about? Can I read more about it? Can I build LLM-based applications? Can I, it's a place of curiosity. And then the more you do this, the more you get better at it, right? So curiosity basically is a desire to know, right? To know more about what you currently know about, or even nothing you even know about. It's also the eagerness to ask questions, eagerness to do some research, eagerness to walk up to someone in your office, eagerness to tell someone, congratulations on your promotion, how did you get here, right? It's also about exploring a certain field or interest. It's also that thing that makes you want to know what's behind the door of being that person that your boss always wants to reach out to work on something, behind the door of gaining recognitions, behind the door of speaking at events, like what is that thing? Like people don't have big heads. Like, I mean, we're all humans, so I could equally do what other people are doing. So curiosity is that key. Now let's talk about mastery. Now, mastery now comes with confidence. I'm not just curious about how this thing works. I'm fully aware of how it works. I'm not confident to talk about it. I'm possibly that go-to person that people reach out to, right? I'm able to cite challenges from the very beginning of a project. Like you could walk up to me and tell me, I want to build something like this, and I could start asking you questions without even opening my laptop or starting to write a line of code. And that's where mastery comes in. Like you're now mature in that field, you're now an expert or nearly an expert. It also helps you to clearly define what is success is, right? So if we build this out, what should we track, right? Yeah, so we'll dive more about this, particularly in data science. So basically, in summary, is that curiosity should happen to everyone. It doesn't matter the stage of your career right now, whether you're a beginner, whether you're an expert, whether you are like curiosity helps you to get to the next big thing of your life. Then what is mastery? Mastery should be the goal, right? I'm curious about this thing. I get into it. I love it and I want to master it. It should be that goal for something that you love, something that you're continuously curious about. And I came up with this definition. Mastery is the outcome of continuously satisfying one's curiosity on a given subject. So if you're curious about data analysis, and you're curious about how Power BI works today. Tomorrow you're curious about what other feature in Power BI, maybe DAX, and then you keep going on and getting deeper and deeper. And the more before you realize it, I mean, becoming a pro, right? So it starts from curiosity. So before I get into this, I would like to highlight the fact that enjoy the phase of curiosity. Don't be too quick. I mean, there's this pride that comes with telling people that you're a master, or the pride that comes with enjoy that phase, learn, make mistakes, grow with it, and before you know it, you get better. But don't skip that phase of curiosity. So now, I want to also talk about experience. When we talk about mastery, mastery is mastery forms from experience. Like, you're continuously doing something, you're making mistakes. Like, for example, I'll talk about LLMs again, which I would assume that everybody has an idea of, right? The people who started building LLM applications when it came out, probably by now they've done like their fourth chatbots or fifth or sixth, right? The next one they get into, there's a level of confidence. They know things that failed before, and things to avoid, models that work better for certain situations. Right now, there's a form of experience that has been built over time. But now there are two types of experiences, and neither of them is bad. Right now, we have people who want to specialize in something. They want to be known for that thing, and they stick to that thing. And then you have people like me who want to explore a lot of things. They diversify a lot. They felt like get bored about a certain topic, and they're moving to the next thing, and then. But the point is that whichever one you choose, what matters most is that you're being strategic in what you're moving from one point to the other, whether you're getting deeper or you're getting broader growth. And I'll talk more about growing in the data field, the intentionality that we need, the things we need to look out for, right? Okay, so for a specialist is someone that deals on a particular subject and they have deep expertise in that area. They iterate on that thing over time. They carry out a lot of experiments, they fail, they get better at what they do, and then after a time, after a certain period in their life, they become really confident in that particular subject. They may not be able to speak in the room where people are talking about other subjects, but when you put them in a room in that topic, they would actually sit you down and lecture you, right? And then we have the other guys who are generalists. They think broadly. They're capable of surviving across different subjects. And I emphasize on similar subjects because when you hear being a generalist, it doesn't mean that today you are a UI UX person, tomorrow you're a data person, next tomorrow, you're something else. I've seen a lot of people's bio that have UI UX like data analyst. I mean, it's not a bad thing, trust me, but the point is that being a generalist does not mean that you are occupying very diverse career lines. It's okay if at the very beginning of your career you're trying to explore different waters and know what works best for you. But the thing is that for you to grow, you have to be settled. I want to do data science and I want to do data science. And then I want to be a generalist in data science and not a generalist in tech. So there are two different things, right? The first one, sort of being a generalist in tech is nice, but sort of poses confusion. What do people address you as? What are you representing? When you go to tech events, what are you speaking as? When you join communities, what communities are you joining, right? When you're a generalist in data science, it's a lot more confined. You could look at being able to converse with data analysts, you can converse with data engineers, you can converse with AI researchers, like just you have an idea around that field, right? So that's the point when I talk about generalists. So I just confined in a particular field, in this case, data science or data analysis, right? So it could be that you're a data analyst and you do business analysis, you do market research analysis, you do all forms of analysis, but you focus on analysis, right? It could also be that you're into AI, you do research, you do engineering, you do computer vision, you do NLP, there's a level of but you're still in that space, right? Okay, so choosing that path depends on what drives you. It's a question of what interests me. What do I get bored easily? Right. Do I like knowing something to the very end? There are people that, and I do have a very close friend that has the passion of knowing something to the extreme. Like if he hasn't built that confidence in that thing in a way that when you tap him and he wakes up and he cannot tell you about that, he doesn't feel, relaxed. So in that case, then being a specialist might be your thing. Also coupled with the fact that maybe you have an undergraduate degree in a particular domain, or you've worked in a company that focuses in a domain, you have something that you can build on, right? However, choosing to be a specialist without having something that you can build on might take a longer time. Maybe you have interest in health, you have a degree in health, you've not worked for anyone in the health space. It requires a lot of research, a lot of work to focus in that area. It's not possible. It's not impossible, but it just starts to take a longer time. And then being a generalist is also for someone that likes exploring. You like talking to different people, you like doing different things. Today, your team is working on this particular project, so you want to get on that project. And then another project is coming in, you're not saying that, no, I'm only interested in this, right? You want to like explore, you want to try your hands on different things. If that excites you, then being a generalist, it's a good thing for you, right? So don't feel bad that you're a generalist and don't feel bad that you're a specialist. The most important thing is that you're moving from one step to the other step. You're very aware of everything you're doing. You're being very strategic in your movements, the choice of projects you're working on, the choice of organization you're joining, the choice of speaking events, and the topics that you're even talking about, right? All of these things are forms of strategy, and it takes you from one stage to the next one. Okay, so now let's talk about how to craft your career strategy. Now, the first thing is talking about your plans, like, and how this helps was I remember when I started my career and my mentor kept asking me Sharon, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, this question is something that might be easy for a lot of people to answer, but particularly for me, it was really hard, right? I couldn't answer that question until probably 2 years later. And that's okay. If you're like me, that's totally fine. But the thing now is that do you have to sit down and wait to figure that out? No, right? It's a question of if I don't know what my plans are for the next 5 years, what are my plans for the next 1 year? It's probably easier to envision where do you want to see yourself? What do you want to achieve in the next 1 year? When people hear your name, what do they want to know you for? Right? What's that big picture you have for yourself, right? What kind of projects interest you? What kind of conversations interest you? Who do you admire in the data field, right? Like, have you read their profile? Have you spoken to them? Have you felt like identifying how they got to where they got to, right? So this helps you to like coordinate your thinking in terms of, okay, I know I am here today. If all things being equal, this is where I want to be, and then it's easier for you to narrow down your plans. So let's talk about this, and I'll give my own personal experience in this picture. So I stopped at mid-level because I'm not including the expert level. Because I think experts are fine. I think they have it all figured out. Maybe not all figured out to an extent. Yeah. So I have 5 years of experience, and I think I'm just going to stop at mid-level so that I don't talk beyond a place that I've not gotten to yet. Okay, so now let's look at being an entry level. What does it mean? I remember when off, I started off with AI Saturdays, totally clueless about what the entire data space was about. I started off with learning Python for data science, and then a year later, I joined DSN as a research intern. And then even before joining GSN, I remember there was this group, this Harmony internship that came up then. It wasn't really like an internship per se, but it was more like they give you projects you work on it after a certain duration, they come up with another project. And it was a very, very good thing for me at that time because I was jobless and I was looking for a way to improve my skills, right? I didn't care about money, but what I cared about was improving skills. So one point is that at the early stage, your major focus should be about building your skills. It should be about working on personal or group projects, right? Secondly, is about looking for internship, which came next for me with JSN as a research intern. And then after the internship, I got retained, right? And then I joined as a full-time researcher. And then I was there. This was my earliest career stage, right? Now find a mentor. I was graceful with a team lead who also served as a mentor. I also had an external mentor outside of JSN. Now the main thing now is that after a year, do a self-reflection. You're no longer too early in your career. You now have 1 year working experience, which is something. Now reflect on that journey. Do I want to be here? Did I enjoy what I did? Do I feel like I'm more capable than the responsibilities I'm being given? Do I feel like I'm less capable than the responsibilities I'm being given? Do I want to contribute more? Do I want to take more responsibilities? Do I want to, that form of self-reflection help you identify places that you made mistake, right? Are there places that your team lead sort of express that you were disappointed in what you did, right? How can you be better in those areas? Do you need to upskill on certain things? Do you need to, like that reflection helps you not to keep working and working and working and 10 years down the line, you're like, you're comparing yourself with other people and you're realizing that you probably went a lot ahead than you did. So reflect on yourself, where you want to be, what you want for yourself. Now, attend or speak at tech events depends on your level of confidence, depends on what you think you know. There are people that have 2 years of experience and they're almost like you're having 3, 4 years of experience, right? So if you're that kind of person that you're always getting on things, you don't just look at yourself as a 1 year experienced person, right? Do some stuff, lead communities, speak at events, like itself puts you out there, right? Collaborate on projects outside your organization. Now, when you collaborate on projects outside of your organization, you learn more and it makes you more relevant in your organization because you're meeting different people, you're learning how to, sorry, just looking at it, you're learning how to like diversify a little bit, right? You're learning how to track your progress, you're contributing to people's work. It gives you that form of exposure that you will not get in your day-to-day activities. So learn how to collaborate with other people outside of your organization. It makes you grow faster. Now on the mid-level side is that after your second year, reflect again on yourself and be honest with yourself, right? Like, am I having too much reputation outside and inwardly I'm not as skillful as people think I am? Do I need to build up my skills in certain areas? Am I having major setback at work because of my weakness in this area? Do I lack confidence in terms of talking in public, in terms of presenting, right? Because the thing is that as a mid-level or as you approach mid-level, you begin to take ownership of work. Now, when you take ownership of a project, you're done, and then it comes to presenting to a stakeholder and you're running away, the recognition won't be there. And the more you get recognized, the more you grow, right? So if you lack confidence in terms of speaking to people, to stakeholders, try to build that confidence. Start by presenting to your smaller team, maybe just your core data scientists before presenting to bigger stakeholders, right? Secondly is that, do I need to switch roles? Do I need to take more responsibilities? If you're working in an organization that is open to moving from one unit to another unit, then go for it. If you think that you've been doing data analysis for a while and you want to move into data science, go for it. If you think that you're in data science and you want to move into business strategy and see how data is helpful to an organization, go for it, right? So try to really identify the areas you lack, things that have excited you recently, if you want to pursue this new path, right? It helps you to be fully aware of what you're doing and be sure that life is not just going on and you're just running behind life. You're fully in control of every next step that you take, right? So now also participate in ideation sessions. It makes you relevant to your team. Define your domain of interest, right? This might not come early, this might come later, this might come way early for other people. It depends, right? I also talked about presenting projects, then also speak at events, speak, right? To start from virtual events, if you're shy with crowd, to start from that, it helps you to build confidence. And then later on, you can go to stage and talk at physical events, right? Also, you can propose the leadership of certain events. You can like introduce communities, You can also take on side gigs, especially side gigs that require you to lead those side gigs, right? Like you are the direct person of contact. You're the one drafting the workflow of the project. You're giving feedback to certain timelines. These things help you to be more visible. They bring you outside. You're not standing behind your team lead. Like all of this exposure just sort of helps you. So I'm going to wrap up with this last slide. So what does mastery look like in data science? Now I'm going to talk from my own perspective. When I started off, when I had this solid curiosity mindset, um, I was super eager to jump on every project. As long as you're writing Python, I'm interested, right? I didn't really care about what we're using this project for, but I wanted to have my hands dirty. I wanted to do something, right? I also cared more about getting done with the project than scalability. It was more like I've trained a model, I'm good, right? And that ends it for me. And then I didn't really care about who's going to use this. If this is an application, how are we going to deploy this into an application? What kind of features are we looking at that user can provide via the application? That you just like there's some features that you're making use of. In reality, you can't get a user providing those features to you. So what are those things that you have to do to consider scalability, right? And also I was also like very experiment driven than product driven, like I highlighted. So I was more of a Jupyter notebook person. Carry out experiments in your notebook and then just stop there. I also care less about documentation. As long as the project is done, I'm done, right? I also cared more about performance than the resources that I used in getting to that performance. But now at this point, I care more about selecting projects. I don't jump in on any project, even at work. Like I don't just get into anything that you bring to my table. Like I always want to envision the long-term goal. Like what are we doing with this? If this is not getting anywhere, then I think I spend that time on something else that will be more productive, right? I also care more now about the long-term value of the project than just the immediate delivery. Are we using these projects? If I'm done, how can we enhance adoption of these projects? How can we monitor these projects in production? How can we improve the performance of these projects out there? Like these are other questions that I ask beyond what I used to before. Also questions like documentation, like how do I ensure that someone else tomorrow, if I'm no longer in my team in 3, 4 years time, if they come back and pick my code, would they be able to understand what I was doing? We didn't know the team that we worked for. We didn't know the repository that this project is lying. We didn't know the cloud resources that we use to deploy this project. We like questions that enhance reproducibility. And this is also something that research teaches you, like you want to ensure that when people are reading your research papers, they're able to reproduce your work, right? Also, I also weigh into like the resources that we're using to develop stuff over just developing. So we want to build this, how much will it cost the organization? The recurring cost, by the time we host this on the cloud service, how much will it cost? Is this project actually worth it, right? So questions like that are questions that comes with mastery when you've sort of gained confidence in what you're doing. You're no longer doing things to excite people. You're now doing things for people to actually appreciate the value that you're contributing to the organization, right? There's that form of maturity. You now ask questions that a beginner would not ask. So this is where we should look at, like, I'm here right now, and this is where I want to get to. So in conclusion, I'm just going to have like my key takeaways here. Sorry, I'm like 2 minutes out of our time. So key takeaways is that enjoy the career stage. Don't skip it and don't say that, let me start asking questions that make me look like I'm matured. And no, it's still going to show. So enjoy that time, upskill, collaborate with a lot of people, do stuff, push it out there. write about it, speak at events, try to or learn how to become more public than you are. Being public does not mean that you are constantly on Twitter. It's more like at work. The people see you as someone that wants to take on responsibilities. When people reach out to you, are you confident to like discuss with them, right? In your community, are you open to collaborating with other people? That's form of trying to be outside, right? Also like decide on whether you want to be a generalist or a specialist. It helps you. Again, if you have solid domain background in something and you want to be a specialist, it's a lot easier to do. However, if you do not like me, I have a background in physics, so it's really you could be a generalist or you could just take the time to become a specialist in something. Third is that, and major is that your career does not have to be linear but strategic. I also want to mention that I remember when I was pivoting from research to more of AI engineering, I had to move back to become an intern, right, for 3 months, a software intern, and that was like one decision that really, really like helped my life where I am today. So it's more like it's just more like moving up and then coming down, but then moving up again way faster than you thought you could have gone up to. So that's decision, that huge crazy decision you have to make. Go ahead with it, right? But ensure that it's strategic, ensure that it's for a purpose, ensure that it's going to take you to your next great level. So sorry I was a bit rushing, but I just wanted to ensure that I'm able to cover this. I hope that I'm able to like pass something down. So please, if you have questions, just drop in the chat and we have to take it on from there. Thank you.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sharon. This has been a wonderful 30 minutes. Thank you so much for taking us through from curiosity to mastery. Yes, I can see emojis already dropping in the chat. This is a fantastic one, and themselves on the right pedestal on how to become a master in their home field. Thank you so much, Sharon. So if you have any question, please drop them quickly in the chat. I will be picking up questions in the chat and read them up for Sharon to do justice to. And if there are no questions, I actually have questions for everyone because while Sharon was talking, I was busy jotting down, and I have questions for everybody. So somebody is asking, I'm 40. Is it too late to start a career in data science? Hi, Sharon. So
Nothing is
someone is
actually too
asking.
late. Yeah,
Exactly,
nothing is actually
exactly.
too late. Exactly. So as long as you're clear that this is what you want, create a strategy for it and you'll get it.
Spot on. Yeah, there is no age limit to get on the career journey. So somebody is asking for the slide. Yeah, so as usual, be rest assured that this recording will be made available on our DSL YouTube channel after the session. So you can always visit the DSL YouTube channel anytime after this meeting. You will see the recording available. So I have another question from Unwosa. Also, do you think AI will replace data science job? Do you think AI will replace data science job?
Are you scared, Musa? Okay, so I think I think data science again is a subset of AI, right? We own this, we should not be scared. Yeah, so it's more like how do you improve your career? How do you improve what you do with the whole advent of AI coming in, right? If you're working in a space where everybody wants to get into LLMs, then go for it, right? If you're still working in the traditional data science space, then continue with it, right? So what matters most is that you're fully aware of the changes going on and you're able to make adjustments if you have to.
Thank you so much, Sharon. A lot of questions are dropping in the chat. However, we will not be able to take all questions, but the conversation continues on the DSN Telegram group. My colleague will be dropping the link to the DSN Telegram group, and I believe everybody also have the link already because this has we've been sharing the link since morning. So the conversation continues on the DSM Telegram group. If you have any question about this topic of how to become a master from your curiosity, you can drop your question on the Telegram. We will be so excited to answer your question. Thank you so much, Sharon, for doing this for us. It's always a pleasure having you around. Thank you so much for taking this session.
Thank you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, so we will be moving straight to the next agenda or the agenda. Like I said, while Sharon was doing a lot of explanation, yes, so I have quizzes for us. So in the next few minutes, we are going to be getting on the quiz. But before we do that, I need to make quick announcement. So we will be taking attendance during this session, 5 minutes to the end of the call. We are going to be taking attendance. And the reason why we're taking attendance is because this year we are very keen on making sure that our DSN community members enjoys the benefits that we have in the community. So at the end of the year, all active committee members will be entitled to a certificate of participation. We call it certificate of active participation. Unlike before that, we usually give out a lot of certificates from trainees and all. We are going to be giving out a special certificate for all active committee members, and we are going to be tracking your attendance from this mentorship sessions and some random session that we're going to be having. Yeah, so all these events will be happening through the year. Like my colleague has been sharing the annual calendar in the chat. So you can see that we'll have a lot in stock for you this year. So we are going to be sharing attendance link in some random events, but every time during this mentorship session. This mentorship session will be holding every month, every first Friday of the month. We'll be bringing experts like Cheryl on call like this to motivate us, to enlighten us, or what exactly you need to do to be a master in this field. As you know, DSN, our focus remains data science, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. And we are ready to work with you on this journey till the end of the year. Confirm what you can see on my screen. Let me see how many people are with me. Yeah. Let me see in the chat. What can you see on my screen? Okay, so Ruth is saying I can. So what can you see on my screen? Kahoot. Thank you so much, Daniel. So to join the quiz session, all you need to do is to type Kahoot.it, and then you can input this game pin and you are in. So let's start joining. Let's start joining. We are going to be doing this for the next few minutes. Damilari is in already. Welcome, Damilari. I need more people in. Let's start joining. Let's start joining. The game pin is 5180699. Welcome, Alimat. Welcome, Omi. Welcome, Enoch. I need more people on my game. Let's join. Let's join. Let's join. So this phone quiz will be about general questions on data science and data analytics and some of the things that Sharon has mentioned. So if you had paid attention during the presentation, you should be one of the top three. And as usual, we have awards. We have reward for our top three winners. You will be entitled to an airtime voucher, which will be credited to you. All you need to do if you're a winner is to reach out to us at aicommunity@datasciencenigeria.ai to claim your prize. So I have 22 people on the call on my game now. Let's move this number up a bit, and then we can start the game like almost immediately. 25. If I can get 30 people, then I think I can start the game. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let's get more people in. It's always good when we have many people playing the game. It becomes exciting. And for 34, 35, yes, this is a very good time to start the game so others can join us while the game is on. So I have the first question coming right up on my screen. According to Sharon, which of these below should be the goal? Like I said, if you paid keen attention during the session, you are going to see this question. Very fun to answer without even looking at the options. You will be able to answer them. Yes, the answer is mastery. Mastery is the goal. Let's see what our leaderboard is looking like. Oh, Damilare, well done. Let's see. My next question is up on the screen. What strategies can be used to build a strong portfolio and gain real-world experience in data science and data analytics? What strategies do you feel you need to build a strong portfolio in the field of data science and data analytics? 29 answers in already. Yes, participating in hackathons and contributing to open source projects is one of the things that can help you to build your portfolio. And this is one of the things we are going to be exposing you to in the community this year. We are going to be organizing a lot of hackathons and project participations. If you've been in the community before, you will know that this is something we do. The third question is on my screen already. What is the role of machine learning in data science? 46 answer. Oh, 44 people got this correctly. Interesting. Oh, Heritage is now topping the leaderboard. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Experience is not key to developing mastery. This is one of the things that Sharon may mention here. Experience is not key to developing mastery. 50 answers in already. Forty people pick true. How? Oh, interesting. Experience is actually key, yeah, to developing mastery. So the answer is false because experience is key. Yeah, experience is key. What fundamental skills should a beginner focus on when starting a career in data science and data analytics? Forty-seven answers in already, 50 answers in. The answer is all of the above. All these keys, they look all these keys are actually basic to be able to scale through in the field of data analytics and data science. Like I said, we have trainings that will run through the year. So by now, you should be checking our annual learning calendar out to see which of the events that will run through the year you will key into. We are very excited to do this with the committee members. This is what we do year in, year out at DSN. So if you are just joining the community, we'll say welcome again. Yes, the answer is true. So my next question is up. What is the role of visualization in data analytics? What is the role of visualization in data analytics? Correct, to simplify complex data and help identify patterns. How many questions to go? Wow, Amma is now leading the leaderboard. So this is the 8th question of 10. So let's move on. Which of the following is a key step in the data analysis process? Somebody say my questions are hard. These are basic questions actually. These are basic, very basic questions. Wow, 54 people got this. Everybody got this correctly. Yes, so my questions are not hard. Let's see what the leaderboard is looking like. Congratulations, Amma. Let's keep moving. 9 out of 10 questions. All these are important things to consider to be a master in a particular field. "53 answers in already. All of the above. Yes, and straight to the 10 of 10 question for today. What is today's session topic and who is the speaker? For some of us that may not know, Sharon has actually been in the community for a long time. She was even a DSNer. She was a DSN at a particular time. All 27 people got this correctly, while some people picked Sharon Ibeji. So her name is Sharon Ibeji, and we are using this medium to appreciate Sharon again for taking time to do this for us. It's always good to have our experts darling to also mentor the community members, because we believe this is the way to actually build the community. Thank you so much, Sharon, once again. So let's see what our podium is looking like. Congratulations, Heritage. Congratulations, Vinny. Congratulations, Omi. So reach out to us at data science at AI community at datasciencenigeria.ai to claim your prize. Thank you so much for participating in the quiz session. So we take the remaining quiz, the remaining announcement for today, and we call it a day. So, my colleague will be dropping the attendance link in the chat. So the attendance will be dropped every 5 minutes to the end of the mentorship session. And the form will be open for the next 1 hour for people to still keep filling the form. Like I said, filling the attendance form is very important, because at the end of the year, we are going to be issuing out a certificate of active participation for all our active committee members, which means that for you to be active, you need to meet a certain requirement, which is getting a 70% of total attendance for you to be able to get the certificate. Well, we will believe that by the time we groom people, we should be able to say, yes, these people are qualified, and we can push them to the emerging market for you to create more impact. And that is why we will be certifying all our very active community members at the end of the year. And you can use the certificate to unlock a lot of benefits in the community and even outside the community. And my colleague will also be dropping the mentorship feedback form. I would like to hear about your story for this event. Does it meet your expectation? Is this something you would like to keep joining, or is this something you even like to recommend to your friend? So my colleague will be dropping the link to the feedback form, so help us fill it. Yeah, we would like to know your view about this event, if we should keep continuing or we should stop like almost immediately. But I believe that everybody enjoys this session as much as I do myself, and we are very excited to have everyone on the call today. Thank you so much for dialing into this month edition of the DSM mentorship. Like I said, this is going to be running for the next few months. Yeah, I think the last one will be in November 2025, so we still have months to go. So thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. You have a wonderful weekend. Bye.